Hi there, I'm Jennifer Stewart.
And I'm Catherine Clark, and we're so glad that you're joining us today for The Honest Talk.
We're excited to be bringing you conversations with some of North America's most inspiring women, and we are thrilled to be partnering with RBC as we do so.
This podcast is about leaving behind the talking points and diving into the real, authentic, and unique personal stories of our guests. Stories which we hope might influence or inspire your own journeys.
So let's get right to it.
Okay, Jen, we are a Formula One family, so the TV is always on during F1 weekends, and we've been watching with a certain degree of excitement as F1 begins to integrate female athletes through their F1 Academy. And I'm telling you all of this because I'm pretty thrilled that today we get to speak to Canada's Nicole Havrda, who is burning up the racetrack for F1 Academy here at home, but also right around the world.
She sure is. Nicole's a rising force in motorsport. She's a young driver. She's very fast, and she is breaking expectations for women in racing, which is just very cool to see. At just 19, she's already making headlines, and we're just really happy to have Nicole here with us today. Nicole, welcome to The Honest Talk, and where are you joining us from today?
Today I'm at Mid-Ohio, just the raceway, just watching this weekend, which kind of sucks because I don't do good with just sitting at the raceway. I'm just like struggling this whole weekend. So
I get the feeling you're at the raceway quite a bit. I think we just heard a car zip by really, really quickly. So how much of your life is spent near a track?
I I want to say not actually that much. Like it depends. Like I'm kind of everywhere. Like sometimes I'm home and then sometimes I go to the track. Like it really depends because currently I actually live in Indianapolis. So like the raceway is like right by my house. So it's quite nice. But when I go back to Vancouver, it's quite far from the racetrack, which sucks. But yeah, just always at the racetrack.
So, what first sparked your interest in motorsport, Nicole? Like, this is not, as I mean, you would probably be the first to admit, not a typical passion for a young woman. And how did this evolve into competing with F1 Academy?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I was never interested in motorsports. It wasn't my thing. I didn't like sports cars. I know my dad, he used to do some stuff on like the track, just like randomly. And he was into Formula One, but this was like way back in like, I think it was like 2017. And I
Right.
actually was like focused on like going to the Olympics and then getting a scholarship for swimming. And then my dad actually, he brought me to a racetrack like to watch Formula One because he always wanted to watch it. And I was like, I don't want to go. Like, I'm not interested. And we were actually doing a road trip through Europe. So we were visiting family and stuff. And then we actually ended up going to a Formula One race. And we actually walked like by the racetrack and the cars went zooming by. And I was like, I love this. Like, I want to do this. Like, get me into this. Because I think the one thing I was like really missing in my life was like adrenaline. Swimming doesn't really give you much. So I was actually like, I don't want to say like I was bored in swimming, but like I just didn't have that kind of rush that racing gives me. And racing is like, I don't know, it still gives me that kind of like tingly sensation, like just that adrenaline rushing through. And I just like fell in love with it right away and got into go-karting. And then from then on, I just got into open wheel cars and some sports car stuff. But definitely the adrenaline really, really sparked everything for me.
That's super cool. So you're an adrenaline junkie, which is neat.
Of course.
Um, the sport's obviously, very competitive and it's very, very physical. What have been the toughest challenges that you faced, both on the track and off the track throughout your career so far?
I want to say the biggest challenge, I think I still face it. Like a lot of people, it's a thing with racers. It's very mental. Like yes,
Yeah.
it has some physical aspects, like the G forces are quite high and just everything, but it's very, very, very mental and just like getting past those kind of barriers of like, I think the biggest thing is like believing in yourself and like that you're meant to be there. Like when I got to F1 Academy, I was like, do I really belong here? Like this is kind of like this is high. Like this is like on the world stage, like you're racing with Formula One and it's quite crazy. Like it's honestly surreal to be there. Like just like
Yeah.
sitting on the grid and like having like all the like yeah, Susie Wolf walking by us all the time. And then like
Yeah.
all that fun drivers. It's really, really, really surreal. And like just like coming back even to here, this is the old series I used to race in, and coming back here and I'm like, wow, like the difference is huge. Like it's literally that's F1. So it's like
Yeah.
it's just like trying to get over that mental kind of blocking because it's so huge that you can really dig yourself in a grave of like, I don't belong here, I'm not good enough, and like all this kind of stuff. And like having so many eyes on you. Like I swear in Montreal we had, I don't even know, the grandstands were full. It was crazy
Mm.
how full it was there. And it wasn't like usually how it works with support races in like F1. Usually support races are where all the like fans usually tend to like go to the fan zone or go get something to eat or like get a drink or go to the bathroom or whatever. But this is like people were coming to watch us. Like they were going to sit in the grandstands to watch the academy. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is kind of crazy. Like, I can't believe this. Like, it's grown so much, especially with the I don't know what the show that just got on Netflix, the
Yeah.
Yeah.
F1 the Academy. It's
Yeah.
grown so much, and just having so many eyes on us is so crazy. Like, people will ask me here or like at home, they'll be like, "How's the Academy?" Like, it must be crazy. Like, you're going through so much. So much is happening, and it's definitely a lot of media and just marketing and like just lot at once. So it's quite
I
crazy.
know Jen and I want to follow up on some of the themes that you've brought up in terms of, do you belong, etc. But I like personally, so my sons and our family are F1 fans, but and so my son was at the Grand Prix and was one of the people who was in those grandstands watching you. And during the race weekends, as I understand it, you and other Academy drivers are actually in the paddock with the F1 drivers. So you're with people like, for instance, Lewis Hamilton, who I understand is a really great supporter of women in motorsports. You also talked about Susie Wolf, who is doing, who's really leading the charge on ensuring that women have their place within the system. Can you talk to me though about the advice that you're getting from some of the F1 drivers or the insight that they're sharing that's helping you? You talk about it being like a mental game. What advice are they sharing with you that's helping you to be a better driver, both, physically, but also emotionally and mentally?
Yeah, it's honestly huge. Like I was having a moment kind of in Montreal and just like having Susie Wolf like walk up to me and start talking and chatting about, and it was like it wasn't like chatting about like professionally, it was talking about just life. Like we were talking about her son racing go-karts and just like we were just like kind of relating on like racing stuff because I mean she's made it to F1, right? She made it there, she tested in F1, and it's like so huge having that support behind us and like she understands what we're going through. Like she understands that the biggest part is racing. And like, yes, the media helps us a lot, but racing is the most important. And we're not there just to do media. And just having like F1 drivers like come up to us, walk through our paddock, like we're a bit far from the F1 paddock, but still they come to us. Like they'll just come over and start chatting about something or have interviews with us or play games or like we do a lot of just activations that kind of connect F1 Academy and F1 because we're very supported by F1. Like it is quite surreal how much they support like having the F1 Academy. And like I remember the W series it was like similar to the Academy, but I want to say like the Academy is more organized and it's just like the difference is quite crazy because W series was kind of taken as a support race a lot. Like they were just like an add-on there. Like it wasn't like kind of like a big event. It was kind of just like we have time for you, so we'll give you the time. And it's like usually their races were like super early in the morning. I remember talking to the drivers and they were like, "This is crazy. Like we're like up racing at like 7 in the morning." And it's like that doesn't help. Like you want to be right before Formula One racing. Like literally, we're racing an hour before Formula One, and that's when everyone's in the grandstands, everyone's watching. The F1 drivers are watching too, and it's just like we'll be sitting on the like the starting grid, and we'll have like Lewis Hamilton walking by, or like literally Toto Wolff or Christian Horner, and it's just like they're saying good luck, and it's like even having that little like good luck is really cool. Like just like seeing that they care and that they're there, and seeing how huge it is. Like right now is pretty crazy. They're doing honestly so good with it. Like some people even tell me that the F1, the Academy is actually better than Drive to Survive, which is really cool. Because it's like us, it's like more of our story, I want to say. Like it's just showing like what we're going through as challenges and all that kind of stuff. So it is really cool to see how much it's grown in the past. It's been like, what is it, this is the third year and really big right now. So,
Do you get imposter syndrome, Nicole?
not really. Like, I
That's
mean,
awesome.
it depends. It does depend, but it's just it's pretty cool. Like, sometimes my dad even comes up to me and tells me like, this isn't really fair for guys. Like, we're getting more marketing than the racers that are guys out there, and I'm like, kind of crazy.
It's fine. It's great.
We're
Yeah.
better.
What? Well, we'll take that. What's your workout regime like?
A lot.
Yeah.
Even though like I raced Formula Regional as well before, and that's towards like Formula 3, so it's definitely more physical. So going to the into the academy, which is a Formula 4 car, was actually quite an easy change for me. So it's not physical at all. Um, Definitely, I do gotta say when we went to like Saudi Arabia, it's hot. Like holy
Yeah.
shit, it's hot there. Like my biggest training for Saudi was getting my suit on and sitting in a sauna for like until I'm like drenched. Because
Yeah.
you're
Right.
in Jeddah is so hot. Like it's like even though it's like a dry kind of hot, it was like really hot. Like I was like it's sometimes it gets hard to breathe hot.
Oh, well.
Because but at least we were in the nighttime sort of, so it wasn't like sun beaming on us. But like with all our race gear on, it gets quite hot in there. But definitely a lot of the simulator because the worst thing I think with the academy is we don't get much driving. Like in Montreal, we got one FP1, which was like you had to be on it real quick. So like the biggest thing that helps is the simulator. So then that's the only kind of seat time you can get. It is for sure really hard with that. It feels like Formula One because we don't get much seat time. They probably get much more seat time than us, to be honest. Um, but the
What
simulators
do you
that
mean by seat time?
like just being in the driver's seat. So like
Okay.
practicing being on track.
On track. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely a big thing because like when we went to FP1, we were still all learning the track and like seeing what to change on the car because no team has raced there before. It was the first race, like F1 Academy has never been to Montreal. So like getting as much seat time and being in the car driving was huge. So like the simulator does replicate that quite a lot, but it's not exactly the same. But still, we're driving. We still have a wheel in our hands, so it's pretty helpful. As well as physically, it's doing a lot of cardio is really big right now, just because you want to be like our races are really short. Like I think they're 35 minutes, but we still want to be like physically ready for like the next level as well. So because like the next level is going to be more physical. We all know that. So it's definitely a lot of training behind the scenes.
Get the best out of business travel. Unlock exclusive discounts and bonus Aeroplan points on flights with our Air Canada for Business program for small and medium-sized businesses. Rack up 1.5 times the Aeroplan points on every flight and save up to 5% on flex fares and higher. Plus, for every $50,000 spent on flown fares, you'll score 5,000 bonus status qualifying miles, helping you and your team reach a higher Aeroplan status even faster. Join now for free by visiting smb.aircanada.com to learn more. So when you talk about the next level, do you foresee a time when women are going to be a full-time part of F1 racing?
Yeah, for sure. It's just you gotta find the right girl that's going to be capable of doing it. And
Do
I
you
think
think
that's
you're that
very
girl?
I hope so. I think that's like the biggest goal. Like, even though sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, let's think realistically. Like, honestly, I'll be happy at any highest level of racing. So whether that's IndyCar, like I know I'm from North America, so IndyCar is definitely on the list as well. Or like sports cars or like LMP, like endurance racing stuff. Because I know a few girls have tried. Like I remember last year, Jamie Chadwick, she was racing Indy Next, and she was doing really, really good in Indy Next. And then she decided to test in IndyCar, and she realized it was too physical and that she couldn't do it. So she ended up going to LMP2s, which is just like not sports cars, but it's towards the endurance car racing. So it's definitely interesting to see and watch other racers where they're going. Like, because right now everyone's going to GB3, which is British F3. So it's just Formula 3. And then it's just figuring out what the next step is, like the next right step.
So, talk to us like about a day in the life of Nicole outside of racing. Do you actually have a life outside of racing? Like, how do you balance the training that you're talking about? Because I don't think people realize how physically fit you need to be in this sport, but also the travel and the media you've talked about with having some personal time for yourself.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just a normal person. Like there's I kind of have my everyday life, yes, but I'm kind of just like normal. I do normal stuff. I go out, I have normal dinners and stuff and spend time with my family. I think that's the biggest thing is like spending time with my family because right now I'm away. So I live in Indy. Um, and my day is quite like I don't want to say chill because it's very intense as well. But I definitely kind of use it as like a rest in a way because I travel so much. Like I, what was my schedule before Montreal? I flew from Indianapolis. I flew to Italy. I did some practicing there in the Formula 4 car. Then I was there for a week, and then I flew to the UK and I did sim testing. And then I also went to the London F1, the Academy premiere there. I was there for, I think, a week and a half. And then I flew back to Indianapolis. I was home for, I think, a few days. And then I ended up going to Montreal. I was there for a week. And then I come back here. I'm in mid Ohio, I think here for a week as well. And then after this, I go back like home, because I live in Vancouver. So I have an event first in Calgary, and then I go home, and then I have another event. So it's like, I swear, like my calendar, I sometimes don't even know what I'm doing, because it's so crazy. But when I'm home, I usually tend to just do a lot of training, like obviously physical, like cardio. The biggest thing for women is like the upper body, so like the shoulders, the arms, like forearms, the wrist a lot because they get sore quite easily, and then the neck is the biggest thing, as well as the core and like cardio. But it's definitely a lot of training. I am my kind of trainer, so he kind of takes care of me, so it's a little easier on my mind. So he just kind of tells me go do this. But it's definitely a lot, like, but also just being consistent with it and like eating properly. Because sometimes when I'm traveling, the worst thing is eating. Like,
Mm.
because when you're at the airport, I'm like, what am I gonna have today? Like, you're kind of at the airport. You can't have I mean, you can have something healthy, but that's what kind of helps with, being alongside American Express. What helps is like having an Amex card. So like going to the lounges is amazing. So I just live in the lounges nowadays. They always have amazing food, but just having like a kind of routine and knowing what I'm doing is very important. Then also time changes is another story. I hate it so much. That's probably the worst part. It's like being on the right time zone. Like when I went to China, that was like 13 hours. So it's like being on the right time zone there and just like having like the right feeling in your body and like being able to like kind of go out and drive. That's like the most important part.
If you could swap lives with any woman, Nicole, fictional, real, past, present, for one day, who would it be and why?
Would it? Ah, I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard one. I want to say Susie Wolf because she lives an incredible life. She lives in Monaco. She's doing great. She's with Toto Wolf all the time. I want to say either Susie or I don't know. Probably Susie.
It's a good
And
choice.
it's a good choice. If you weren't doing this job, this sport, what would you be doing?
I'd be a lawyer for sure, corporate lawyer. That was kind of
Really?
in my family. Yeah, that was in my family. My was it grandpa was a corporate lawyer, and I kind of just ran through it. So I actually really want to study it. I kind of want to get into it right now, but I don't think I have the time to because it takes a lot of time. But yeah, definitely corporate lawyer.
Okay. Okay. And so if we were to talk about biggest influences on your life so far, you've talked about a grandpa. Who else would be your biggest influences?
I want to say my parents a lot because the amount of time they have like that they're putting into like they still work, so they own a family company. They do like cabinetry, so anything with like cabinets. So just like the amount of time they're putting into that, and then also my dad's putting so much time into this, like the amount of behind the scenes that there is, like he's working 24/7. Like it's crazy how much he works. And then my mom having to deal with my emotions, my food, everything. They influence me quite a lot how hardworking they are. And I think it's a big thing with being European. Like they grew up in that kind of era, which was like, you know, just like working all the time and like being hardworking. And like, I think that's super influential for me because like now I know that I have to like focus and be hardworking and put all my time into something that I want to do instead of being like lazy and like, you know, slacking and all that kind of stuff. So they're very influential. Like I swear there's no downtime with them. Like they keep pushing.
What's one thing people would be surprised to learn about you?
I don't know. I'm kind of just used to myself. So like I don't know what
That's fair.
I'm very talkative. Like if you start talking to me, I'll just start talking. Like I mean if I enjoy talking to you, of course, but like I'm definitely
Yeah.
very talkative and I love laughing. Like I just always laugh. Like I always try to make fun instead of being like super serious.
Yeah. Which is fun.
That's a good recipe. Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
We're going to do five to wrap this up, five really quick rapid fire questions. So, Catherine, I'll let you start.
Okay. So the questions are based around when you're not driving an F1 Academy car, like you're driving your own car. Do you drive fast or slow?
Oh, I'm a passenger princess. But
You're a what?
I'm a passenger princess, so I don't drive much. I always have someone driving me.
That's funny.
I get
Okay, well,
road.
that was our
Oh,
next question. Do you prefer to be the passenger or the driver? So you've just answered that.
passenger. I get road rage. I'm horrible. I drive fast, but like I don't drive fast. I get in and out of traffic. I'm really bad. I'm like, yeah, I get road rage.
Yellow lights or speed up?
Like, do you stop?
Yellow. Stop. I stop. I stop. I get
Good.
stressed out about that. I red light
Your
cameras
mom's
are on
happy.
it. Yes,
Standard or automatic?
standard.
Mountains or
Standard.
ocean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ocean.
Okay. This was
Okay,
fun.
so let's end it with like advice. Because wow, you are just in this incredible moment in time. And Jen and I have the opportunity to speak to women who are really just blowing the world up in sports, right? Like this is a moment for women in sports. So what's your advice, Nicole, for other young women who may be considering a life in sports the way that you are, whether that's motorsports or whether that's taking a risk with something else? What's your advice for them?
I'd say the biggest thing is like enjoy the moment. Like sometimes I don't live in the present and it kind of sucks. Like I forget about things that kind of happen and I don't enjoy that moment as much as I should. And I think just enjoy that moment, have fun, enjoy everything that comes at you, whatever it is. I think life is very cool. Like just being able to like do cool things and like going out there and like breaking barriers. Like being a woman in motorsports is like, you know, breaking all those kind of barriers and like it's definitely a male dominated sport. So like just kind of like breaking those barriers and showing other girls that they can do it. Like I know the next generation just like it's gonna be like right there, like they have everything. Like they're gonna have race, like they're gonna have a woman in Formula One. And I think just like whatever it is that you're doing, my dad tells me this all the time, like whatever you're doing in life, you have to have fun. Like you have to go to work and enjoy that you're there instead of going there and being like, I don't want to be here today, like that kind of stuff. It's like enjoying every moment and taking it all in and really like having fun with it, like just really enjoying the moment.
I love that. I think you're going to have a lot of moments ahead of you, Nicole, and we hope a lot of fun and a lot of barriers broken. We're really excited to watch your journey. You're an inspiration. Thank you for everything that you're doing to inspire young girls and women everywhere. And we can't wait to keep cheering for you. Thanks for being on the Honest Talk.
Yeah, thanks so much. Like just talking about it is super cool and sharing like all my stories and inspiration and all that kind of stuff. Super cool to be honest.
Well, that's a wrap. And to our listeners across Canada and around the world, we thank you for joining us.
You can hear The Honest Talk on iTunes, Spotify, and Simplecast, brought to you by RBC. You can also get more information on stories that matter to you at our website, thehonesttalk.ca, and sign up for our weekly newsletter where you'll get fabulous stories delivered right to your inbox.
But for now, thank you for being a part of today's podcast. Stay tuned for more great conversations and stay well.